today, it was the middle of camp. It was one of those dog days, and we were like, let's mess with James Laurinaitis. And James Laurinaitis, he's a good Christian man. And by that, I mean, like, he literally turns the other cheek. Like, you could do anything to James Laurinaitis, and he's not going to retaliate. So he's a good, safe target to prank. And he bought this brand new Audi, I think it was, and it was beautiful. Me and Will were too big to fit in something like an Audi, so maybe we were kind of hating on James, but we were like, we're going to stuff this truck with packing peanuts. We're going to pull it into the indoor facility, and later when we have a walkthrough, it's going to be parked in the middle, all bubble wrapped, full of packing peanuts, which is like prank 101 in the NFL. Like, if you can get some packing peanuts, fill a guy's car up, that's pretty benign stuff. But of course, when we were at the post office, me and Will were standing in the front getting ready to pay for all these packing peanuts, and we heard some crickets. And we were like, do they have like a pest problem at this post office, or is there somebody we need to talk to? What's up with the crickets? So Will's like, I got an idea, man. Are there crickets? Are there really crickets in here? I was like, I think there might be crickets in here. So we asked them, and they were like, there's this guy with a bait shop, and he has like crickets delivered in mass every Wednesday or whatever it was. So me and Will were like, can we talk to this guy? Like, when does he come in? And they're like, actually, he's coming to pick him up in about 20 minutes. So we camped out and we waited for the bait shop guy. He rolls up and we're like, hey, man, you're the guy with the crickets. He's like, oh, my God, you're Chris Long and William Hayes. I'm a huge Rams fan. I was like, funny you say that, because we could use some crickets. We didn't know what the crickets were going to do, but we wanted to mix them in there with the packing peanuts. So the guy was like, listen, I'll put it this way. If you guys can get me a couple tickets to the Rams games, I can get you some crickets. And I was like, how many crickets are we talking? And he's like, 1,000 crickets. I was like, no, we need like 10,000 crickets. And the guy was like, done. So he was like a poor negotiator. And we grabbed all these crickets and we rolled back up the hill to Earth City, and we packed James's car full of crickets. And the thing that we didn't think about is that crickets die, right? You know, like, they don't live forever, and they don't escape the car. So the crickets all crawled up into all the air conditioning vents and everything and died. And when crickets die, they smell terrible. And it's not like that smell's going anywhere. So it turns out that James Laurinaitis, there was like step one of realizing that he had gotten messed with. He rolled into the walkthrough and he's like, oh, this is stupid, guys. Like, whoever did this, like, it's annoying. But step two was, over the next couple of weeks, this rotten corpse smell had taken over his car. And there was no getting it out, and he actually had to sell his Audi, which was so bad. And the worst part about it was, like, and me and Will never intended on doing something like that, but we never did anything bad on purpose. The worst part was we got caught on one of those. Hey, Fish, what was it, like a black and white security camera that y'all had in the indoor?
Yeah.
James had no idea who did it. In fact, that night I stuck around and helped him clean his truck out, and I was like, we're gonna get whoever did this, the whole thing. And I was like, I'll give you a ride back to the hotel.
Yeah.
He climbed in my truck. He sits in the passenger seat, and I look behind him, and all his suit stuff that I had pulled out of his truck earlier before we messed with it.
It's in your truck.
Was right behind him. Yeah. So I'm like, James, just keep your eyes on the road. Yeah. Just, I know you're pissed off. It's 11 o'clock and we're going to get whoever did this to you. And, you know, his truck, he had to sell it. And then what he was going to do to us was, when we went to London, of course, he didn't do this because he's a good Christian man, but he was going to ship my truck across the Atlantic Ocean and have it sitting there in London on our practice field, but he couldn't get it done in time, and cooler heads prevailed.